Hello and welcome to Cat Mama Tarot. Today I am doing a weekend reading, collective reading for the weekend of April 3rd through April 5th, 2026. I'm going to pull some oracle cards, some tarot, and see what the energy looks like and what messages there are. So let's get started. Hope you're all doing really well. Hope you've been having a good week. Let's see what messages there are. What energy can we expect this weekend? Well, that's nice. Freedom, sense of freedom. And at the bottom of the deck, we've got change. Oh, you can't, it's hard to see the word. Change. Dragonfly spirit. Sorry about that. Change leads to freedom. Okay, so there's some kind of opportunity for change here. And change isn't, oh, I'm grabbing the wrong deck. Change isn't always easy. As I was just hearing somebody talk about dragonflies and kind of what they go through when they make their change, that it's kind of painful and tough. Sorry if you can hear that. I even closed the windows, but some people like loud motors. Dragonfly. Oh yeah. So it's kind of like it goes through this pretty painful metamorphosis, and it goes from being in the water to, eventually being able to fly. So, change tends to serve us and result in more freedom, right? If we can embrace change. Let's see what else we've got. So opportunities to change, sense of freedom that comes along with that. Got the Queen of Pentacles. She definitely is good at change, like taking one thing and changing it into something else. She's resourceful, she's patient, she's nurturing. Yeah. So embodying the Queen of Pentacles or having somebody around like the Queen of Pentacles in a support role is would be helpful during times of change. And she knows how to create abundance. We've also got the Empress, who is, they kind of remind me of each other a little bit. She's really all of the queens combined. And she doesn't necessarily create abundance, it just comes to her. She's open and receptive to the inflow of abundance that fills her life, inevitably. So this is a good change. I mean, as the card says, it leads to freedom, And then, was that upside down? Oh, that's good. I like that it came in reverse. Seven of Swords. We had the Seven of Swords in the daily yesterday. And, I think when it comes in upside down, it's like letting go of, like maybe the change is about letting go of some old truths, old stories, old ways of being that kind of were getting in the way of abundance. Yeah, so you're kind of transforming. And you're doing things. Another thing about the Seven of Swords that I'm hearing is how the Seven of Swords can reflect doing things differently, right? So I talked yesterday about being strategic, but it's also like in the traditional Rider-Waite, the Seven of Swords, the character is, instead of fighting in this conflict, when everybody's sleeping, they're just taking the swords away, right? So it's kind of a more peaceful and strategic, I guess, approach. So doing things differently, letting go of old stories, old tapes, old programming, so you can open yourself up to really the abundance that is yours, that you can create, right? You have the opportunity to embody the Queen of Pentacles or have the support of a Queen of Pentacles. So it's really kind of getting into your divine feminine here as part of this change. Yeah, and here's another feminine card, the Queen of Swords. Seeing the truth. Seeing the truth. Cutting through any BS and seeing the truth. All right, well, I like that. Let's see what else we've got. So, I'm kind of just seeing what emerges from each kind of separate row of oracle cards and tarot. And so all of these could apply to you, could resonate, one of them, more than one, parts of each, who knows. But I'm just kind of curious to see what different storylines come up, or maybe we'll get some repetitive storylines here for the weekend of April 2nd. What else do we have going on this weekend? What other energies, or what else do you want to tell us here? Oh, all right. So an opportunity. An opportunity to go forward. Yeah. That's interesting, though. We've got the night and the day, right? So at night things are dark. We're not sure exactly, can't see everything. Things are kind of illusory, or they can be at night, right? But there's some kind of opportunity that's going to emerge and take you forward towards this change, it seems, right? Or some other, maybe this change is kind of the starting point. Maybe this change is the opportunity for going forward. Let's see. What else? The opportunity to go forward. Such a beautiful card. And actually, it's funny, it kind of reminds me of the thumbnail that I chose for yesterday's reading. Isn't that interesting? All right. Got the Ace of Wands. So inspiration. Oh, whoa. Whoops, that did not come in upside down. And the Queen of Cups. What have we got? Yarrow and Lady's Mantle. Let's get one more. Eight of Cups. Okay, yeah. All right, well, this opportunity to go forward, that sounded weird when it came out of my mouth. This opportunity to go forward, I think, is going to be You're going to be inspired to take action here. Ace of Wands is the gift of inspiration. All of the aces are gifts from spirit, right? And Ace of Wands is the gift of inspiration. That spark, right? That thing that ignites you towards this opportunity, or maybe the opportunity is what ignites you to move forward, rather. And so you also have the Queen of Cups and the Eight of Cups. And the Queen of Cups is really, her guidance is to honor your emotions, she's very intuitive. For me, the Queen of Cups is all about allowing yourself to feel whatever emotions you're feeling, to feel the feels, and get curious about them in order and try to understand their origins, their roots, right? And when we can understand where our emotions are coming from, we can better understand kind of the messages they have for us and the opportunities for growth, right? That allow us to move forward. Our emotions are intended to be a guidance system, right? So the more we can be open to feeling our emotions and trying to understand, not over analyzing, but rather just getting curious about what the emotions are stemming from and trying to tell us, and creating a safe, nurturing space to process those emotions and like kind of be the adult for ourselves that maybe we didn't have as a kid, right? That's why we maybe suppressed some things that are wanting to come out, because emotions are meant to move through us. And speaking of movement, the Eight of Cups is about choosing to move away, step away from things that maybe once gave you joy, that maybe once served a purpose, that maybe once you loved, and stepping away from them, because right now they're not serving you. Something's not serving you. Something's not working. And it's not necessarily closing a door, but it's kind of letting go of something or someone, some behavior, whatever it is, and choosing to go forward, taking an opportunity to kind of leave something that's not serving you behind and move forward, following your inspiration and allowing yourself to kind of process, if that grief potentially, right, when you're leaving something behind or someone behind that you cared about. And again, it doesn't necessarily mean forever. And, this is all, the underline here is all about the Ten of Pentacles, which is building your legacy, kind of moving towards your legacy and what it is that you want to create in life, what you want your life to look like. Okay, I'm going to move these up towards you a little bit. And this will be our last row. What final messages are there for the collective for this weekend? What else would be helpful to know as we go into this weekend and as we move through this weekend? Oh, all right, well, it's a little chaotic, but we got compassion out of it. That's interesting. Maybe you went through something chaotic, which led you to feeling more compassion for yourself and others. Huh, that's just, I think, a side message. We've got compassion and dreams. Okay. So I'm getting a couple things. One is being compassionate with yourself and your process. Having compassion for yourself as you go through this change, as you're leaving things behind that you once cared about, as you go forward towards some opportunity that's inspiring you, and you're building and creating and opening to what it is that you want, to abundance, to freedom, right? And the Queen of Cups definitely emphasizes this, like having compassion with and for yourself as you go through change. And yeah, like don't set your expectations too high, right? Give yourself the time that you need to go through whatever process you're going through, whatever change you're going through, so that you can pursue your dreams freely, right? With a sense of freedom. And there's a full moon. Oh, and another full moon, right? Following your dreams, going forward, following an opportunity that inspires you, it's going to take you closer to your dreams and feel empowering. And the other thing that I was hearing is maybe that you're kind of, whatever these dreams are, that it involves some kind of compassion. And what I was also, it made me think of, there's a card, I'm forgetting what deck it's in, that says radiate self-compassion. And that came to mind because I think when we can be compassionate with ourselves, and the more we can be compassionate with ourselves, the more we can radiate that compassion and model it for others, right? Model self-compassion for others, but also have more compassion for others. The more compassion we can have for ourselves, the more compassion we can have for others. Woo! Yeah, I'm just looking like change, going forward, dreams, right? Going through some changes, making some changes that take you forward towards your dreams, where you feel freedom, where there's opportunities, where there's a sense of compassion for yourself and others, and maybe others, there's a sense of compassion coming back to you as well. Okay, we'll take these two. 10 of Cups. It says satiety. Emotional fulfillment. More about opportunities. Ace of Pentacles. I love it. And what is it? The Eight of Swords. Okay, so this is our little cautionary card. Yeah, so everything that we've been talking about is leading you to emotional fulfillment. And there's, this opportunity being reiterated here. Again, another ace, another gift from Spirit. And this is a material gift. This is a gift on the material plane. It's a seed to be planted, or maybe multiple seeds to be planted. So it's not kind of an overnight thing. It's not overnight material success, but it leads to long-term success because you're planting seeds that are going to propagate and grow and be harvested and abundant, So again, there's a sense of patience needed as you're going through this I want to say metamorphosis, this change, this movement forward. Mm. Yeah. And this freedom and Eight of Swords, it's like by going through this change and embodying the Queen of Pentacles, but really nurturing and loving yourself through the process, trusting yourself, opening yourself to receive, letting go of any limiting old ideas or stories, moving towards your passion, towards opportunities that become available, taking care of your emotions, honoring your emotions, processing your emotions, tapping into your intuition, leaving behind what's not serving you anymore, being compassionate with yourself. It's going to take you forward towards freedom, and it's going to free you from mental trappings. The more you can kind of be in this space of pursuing your opportunities, your passion, moving forward towards your dreams, focusing on the opportunities and what, taking those steps forward towards emotional fulfillment, being compassionate with yourself. Yeah, I think that, but probably more so actually. I mean, I was just kind of noticing these that are kind of, I feel like, oh, freeing yourself from this, freeing yourself from these perceived, from the perception of being stuck. And there was something that the Eight of Swords was making me think about, how the other eights in the tarot are kind of the options when you're in a mental space of the Eight of Swords. So it's like, do something, right, to get yourself out of this. Pause and don't do anything. Let me think about that. Oh yeah, work hard on something, communicate, move, trust that the energy is going to move. I'm not articulating that very well, but you've got options is really the point. You've got and here's another eight. I love that. Right? Move away from what's not serving you. Move towards, let me think about the eights here. Move towards, like, focus your energy on what it is that you want to do and really, like, focus that energy on that. That's the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Pentacles is like putting your time and resources into something that you want to build, create, master, develop, learn. Or be still and wait until something becomes clear. But yeah, you have options when you're feeling stuck, and it is your perception, right? It doesn't. And speaking of perceptions of being stuck, we've got the devil. Yeah, again, these people perceive themselves to be trapped, stuck, but they could unlock their arms and find a way out together, and they're actually not stuck. All right, well, that is what I have for you this weekend. It seems like it's a good weekend to make some forward movement here while taking care of yourself. Yeah, and not getting too caught up in your head. The more present you can be, the more ease you're going to have with seeing the opportunities available to you, and you're going to be inspired, ignited, and move forward towards your dreams. Yeah, all right. Well, I think that looks like a pretty good weekend. I hope this was helpful. I hope you have a fabulous weekend. And thank you again for joining me. Sending you lots of love. Take care and have a wonderful weekend. Bye.